Hello there, and today I'm showing how I made some of the features on my map. Let's start with the Ultracraft Pedestal with a revolver. First we will need two different places, two different pedestals. One is the one the player will interact with, and the other is used to clone the pedestal with a revolver in it. So we put a revolver in it, we lock it, and then we put a revolver on the pedestal. Now we have two pedestals. Let's start with the reset sequence. So I will make a command block that will... So this is a reset sequence, as I call it. And first we will add to the sequence is something that will replace the empty pedestal with the one with a revolver. So for that we will need /clone, just press tab, just look at this pedestal, press tab, we get the first coordinates, press tab again, we get the second coordinates, then we press enter to store the command. We go fly to this pedestal, we open this command again, and just enter the third value. Then we copy it, and we put it in here. Now, whenever we remove the revolver, we just press the button, and it gets placed back. Then we need an output, of course. We place the redstone dust below it. But as you can see, we see it stops working. So we have a pedestal on top. The redstone dust is not affected in any way. Only the pedestal is, but somehow the dust is ignoring it. Okay. So I have found a kind of a way to work around that bug. So we have this little construction, and then we have, let's say a block here, we place block here. Then we just, again, do it like that, fill, and target. We copy it. What we do next is we get a repeater, two repeaters, and then we have a command block that will put a target in it. Then we have a block that will remove the target. And that way, it will work every time after the reset. But there is still a moment when the redstone torch is activated. So the base idea of this system is that we have a pedestal with we have a pedestal with a revolver. It activates the redstone, it deactivates the redstone torch, and we have a command block here that will do something. The most preferable way of doing it for me personally is from this redstone torch we get a repeater. Yes, it works. Right. Then right here we will place like command blocks and stuff. This is the output, the final output. But because it have this single moment of redstone torch being activated, we need to have a block right here. And the thing is, we get a fill command, we place another command block in the start of the sequence, and we put air in it. And then on the end, we fill it with something. I always use redstone concrete. Red concrete. So as a test, I will just make it like say Ah! You see? It gets completely reset without it being activated. Now we remove, and it works. I personally prefer to have a additional command block right here, right next to this block. That will actually remove it. So you can only activate it once. And that is mostly how it works. It's much simpler than I actually did in my first level. Just because I had less experience in there. So the next thing I will do is I'll just make a door. The one that can be locked. This is the most important part. Let's make two different versions of the same door. And you can actually make any door you want. You can add some decorations. Right, so, and then we have this place. And so the entire setup uses 3 command blocks. So this one will remove the door, this one will place the door, and this one will lock the door. And to make it simple, we have block, redstone dust, redstone torch, and a bunch of redstone wires. That way we can fill this place with a redstone block whenever we want to. So activate it and... Okay, so this one just Swash fills everything with air. This one clones this door into here, into the door frame. And then we activate the system. It stops filling the door and it stops removing the door. And it just starts cloning the other door in the door frame. The most important part about the clone, the Swash clone, this is the door. You can't just Swash clone from here to here and expect it to be simple. So you need to find the most west-north block. This one is the most northwest block. So we start from here, we clone from this one to the most east-south block. And then we find the most northwest block in here. And this will be our third coordinate. We need to somehow activate the door, deactivate the door. How close do you want the player to come close to your door for it to be activated? Let's say from here to here. So basically 5 by 5 by how much? Let's say 5. We will Swash fill this one again from the most northwest part. We just leave it in the chat. If you're in the single player, you enter the command block and you can still see your message. We change the command block to repeat, always active. Oh no. This is the important part. It must be needs redstone. Repeat, needs redstone. And we put execute unless entity nearest player. We need square brackets. X. So those 3 coordinates x, y, z. Then you have dx, which is distance x. How far from the original coordinate can it detect? So we have minus 134. If we need it to detect from minus 134 to, let's say, minus 139, we need to make dx 4. And I will just make everything 4 because I need 5 by 5. Then what we do is we need this command without the slash. Then we add in the end run and this one command that will clone the door. If we come close, it won't clone the door. So we can break it. And that is the second command block. For that we can just kind of copy it, place into this one. We remove the everything after run. And we come into the beginning and we replace unless with if. Then we need slash fill from here to here. Copy it. Oh, it actually works with Swash. But sometimes it doesn't. You better remove it anyway. Slash fill air. Now this is a fully working door. And all we need to do now is just get clone from here to here. We copy it for some reason. Get the third coordination. Get our destination. Place it in here. Repeat. Behold the beauty of redstone. So now we want to tie this little setup to the monster spawning part. Let's say this is our room. I'll just remove it so our entity won't escape. Let's say you come from here. And we need to place the trigger for something to spawn in here. Let's say it from here and like this. We again take the most northwest coordinate. We get another repeating command block. Execute if entity player. So let's make that always active. Player -1 Now we need a comparator. And as I can see now, it activates when we come through this place. Now we need again a block here because this is the best way to make a reset sequence. To say block here. Let's make a fill air. As you can see now, it can be activated only once. This is what we want. Now what we need is we need a command block that will place redstone block here. The door is closed. Then we have a spawner and another command block with a repeater that I won't explain you yet. So what we need to is we need to find where to spawn those entities. Just can use slash fill again. Got these coordinates. So let's go summon. Let's say a husk. We place in coordinates. And now we add NBT. Curly brackets, tags, square brackets, and in quotation marks we need our tag. Let's say just test. It can be anything. You can put dots in here, just as many as you want. You can write an entire poem like the roses. Oh, that's roses. More like mooses. Test. So we have test and well, that is all we need. And now let's make for detection sequence. So we have a spawning sequence, We have door sequence. Now we need detection sequence. And after that, we will be able to make a reset sequence. We have detection sequence, this block. This is a very important block, because that is actually the block that will activate the detecting sequence. What it detects? It detects execute unless entity, entities, tag, test, always active. Repeat. So as you can see now, this one detects if the player crosses the line. This one, this one locks the door. This one summons the entity. This one fills this block, so the detection system can be activated, like in the sense that it starts working. Well, let me just show you, but let's first make the last part of the soul. This one, this is the command block that places redstone here, so we just place another command block here that will place air in there. We have a fully working sequence. We cross the line. Of course it's not working. There is no block in here, you dummy. We cross the line. It works. And what is wrong with this thing? I understand what is wrong. I am so sorry. So you see how I kind of placed wool, then a command block, and then a repeater. Well, it won't work. We need to place a repeater after this block. And only then we will place all of the command blocks and their repeaters. So redstone can't go through 2 blocks and still get detected by something. Anyway, let's just test it now that it is properly made. Let's remove this redstone block. It works, as you can see. We can't go through the door. And now we kill the husk. The husk is dead, and we can go through. Oh, this is it. You can also add sounds. So if you want a player to hear it, you can do execute, add, player, run, play sound. What do we want? What do we want? Amethyst box app, why not? Ambient, nearest player, and 3 of these little bodies. Volume, like anything, literally anything. And then you have. So if you place execute add in the beginning and then 3 of these as coordinates, it will just play the sound on you. So you will always hear it, no matter where you are. Right? Be gone. I'm sorry, it did not escape my wrath. So, it's done. Kind of. Now, to make a reset sequence for such a monstrosity, you need, first of all, why do we need a reset sequence? Well, in case you die. So basically, what is there to reset? Remove this block. We need to remove this block. And then we also need to place a block in there. But not before we do the very important part. Let's place a repeater here. This is the beginning of reset sequence. So what we do in here is we do kill all entities with the tag we are using for this particular group of enemies we want to spawn. So I usually have a lot of tags on each group of entities, like the entire room or entire wave of enemies have the same tag, so when I want to reset this room or wave, I just slash kill of those entities with this tag. So it's actually activated. We activated it. There's a husk, there's a locked door, but we don't want it, so we place it. So we press the button, and it's reset. It resets. So if you're watching this, I'm assuming you're using the Ultracraft mode. So when enemies die here, they leave a lot of blood on the floor and the walls and ceiling and you. So to avoid this mess, we can make another command block before the slash kill all entities with the tag. It will do a very funny thing. TP all entities. Tag test, not plus, we need equals. Thank you. -1000. That will teleport the entities to -1000, so they won't leave blood. And then it will actually kill them with another command block. It's kind of overkill, but have you ever played the hit game Ultracube? Anyway, I'll stop speaking now. We have a husk. Reset sequence, there is no husk, the door is open. The husk, the door closed. Reset, the door is open, husk is no more. We have a husk, we have a door. Reset sequence, no blood, door is open, no husk. We activated, we kill the husk. Husk is dead, the door is opened. And it won't activate again. This is the most nice part of it, is that you can force activate it with a reset sequence, and if you activated it once the proper way, like through this hitbox, it won't activate again. You see, it gives off a signal, but it can't do anything. And this comparator, it detects that there is no husks, that there's no husks with tag test, and it also gives off a signal, but it can't do anything. So yeah, have fun.